Organizations around the world are pulling together to help the victims of the devastating earthquake in Nepal, which has claimed over 4,600 lives and counting and destroyed thousands of homes. Joining us now to tell us what you can do to lend a helping hand is Nikki Clark, a spokesperson for the Red Cross. Nikki, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us, Nikki, what are the latest numbers you have on the death toll in Nepal, and what exactly is the Red Cross doing to help the victims there?
Yeah, the reports on deaths vary widely. Right now, we've been seeing 3,500. You've mentioned 4,600. What's really important, though, is making sure that we get to the people that are need our help. And so this is really a global Red Cross relief effort. The Nepal Red Cross is highly experienced at this kind of response. They've responded to disasters many times before in the past, and they're working hand in hand with first responders to provide blood products, doing search and rescue, providing first aid. Specifically, the American Red Cross is mobilizing. We have 8 disaster specialists that are on their way to Nepal to help support efforts on the ground. 3 of them are in Nepal right now. We have 5 more coming. And we have warehouses in Kuala Lumpur and Dubai, and we're getting supplies there. Our volunteers that are on the ground are going to be doing things like emergency relief, distributing supplies, and helping however we best can do so.
And do you have a sense of how many people have been displaced from their homes at this point?
There are 8 million people that have been impacted by this disaster. Wow. The challenges are very severe in a country like Nepal, and challenges like that existed before the earthquake. What existed before existed now. So it's always been hard to get into that country. Transportation, logistics have always been hard. And so a lot of our volunteers, even before the disaster, when they go and work in rural communities, spend hours, even days walking to get to these different communities. And so it's going to be hard to get, some of those final numbers initially.
Sure.
But so we're doing the best that we can, yeah.
The challenges are obviously immense. What can people do? Are monetary donations the best way to help? Food, clothing?
They are, and people have such amazing hearts, and when tragedies like this strike, that's the first thing people want to know. What can they do? And things like clothing and food, while they're very well intentioned, it's hard for us to get those kind of things to the people in need. So the best way that people can support the efforts and the people that have been impacted is to go to redcross.org and donate financial funds.
And what about for those who have loved ones in Nepal? Is there a way of finding out whether they're okay?
Yeah, peace of mind is critical after something like this. There's a website called familylinks.icrc.org where people can either register as being safe or can put in a request to look for family members. If you're a U.S. citizen in Nepal, you can always contact the State Department. The embassy is helping run those efforts as well.
All right, so again, to reiterate, money is the best way of helping out. I'm curious, though, what dangers there are right now for waterborne diseases. Is there enough clean water to go around?
That's the first thing that people are concerned about, is making sure that we get medical supplies and people have access to clean water. And so we're working the best that we can. One of the ways that is really going to help expedite us getting to people in need is to be able to have communications on the ground. It's really scattered right now. They're not consistent communications. I met with 2 of our volunteers that are being deployed yesterday. They're in the air right now on their way to Nepal. And their job is simply to go in there and set up satellite systems and to help reinstate that communication so people can get in touch, they can share valuable information, they can tell people where the best way to get help is.
Great. Nikki, and finally, are you in need of more actual volunteers?
No, like I said, I think at this point the best way that people can volunteer is by being financial donors. That's
Sure.
the best way people that help. The volunteers that we have that are going to Nepal are highly trained, very specialized. The couple that I was talking to yesterday that's going to help with the communications have been doing this for years, very technical. They're just an amazing couple. are actually impacted by Katrina, and the American Red Cross helped them, and so they've decided to pay it forward and have been doing this since. And it's the volunteers like that that really are the lifeblood of our organization, and makes me proud to work for the Red Cross, because they're the ones, whether they're ones from American Red Cross, the ones from the Nepal Red Cross, that are the ones really doing the work. But for people that want to help in the U.S., financial donations, redcross.org is the best way to go.
Nikki Clark from the Red Cross, thank you so much.